Power does not change people, it reveals them. One of the greatest dangers in leadership is not failure, it is success without self-control. Because the moment power enters your hands, I can tell you for free that ego will begin to whisper that you are important, that you are indispensable, and that you deserve more. And if that voice is not managed properly, leadership begins to decay quietly, invisibly, and dangerously. Today we're talking about what happens inside a leader when power meets ego. Welcome again to the leadership journey, and this is your companion on the journey. Taking a moment to encourage you to continue to share your insights and your thoughts on the previous episodes. And please be attentive to today's very important topic that will help build your capacity and sustain your leadership. What is ego? Ego is not always loud. Sometimes it is subtle. It shows up when you stop listening, when you interrupt others, when you assume that you are always right, and when you begin to believe your own praise. Ego is the silent shift from "we achieved this" to "I made this happen." And that shift is dangerous because leadership is not sustained by self-importance. It is sustained, first of all, by self-awareness. Today I'm going to give you some real-world reflections to drive my point home on this very important subject. In corporate environments, we have seen CEOs removed not because they lacked intelligence, but because their ego made them unapproachable, dismissive, and disconnected. In politics, leaders lose public trust, not overnight, but gradually, when power replaces humility. And in global institutions, we have observed something very important, that the most respected leaders are not always the most powerful. They're the most balanced. Those that understand when to speak, when to step back, and when to listen to others. Simply because influence grows where ego is controlled. And there is a real danger with power without control. The truth, as I always say, is that power amplifies everything inside you. If you are disciplined, power multiplies discipline. If you are insecure, it multiplies insecurity. And if you are arrogant, power multiplies arrogance. This is why some leaders become defensive when corrected, threatened by strong team members, and obsessed with control. And when ego controls power, trust begins to decline. Communications break down, and teams disengage, while leadership then becomes positional, not relational any longer. If you ask me, how then do great leaders manage ego to succeed? Let me leave you with 4 powerful disciplines to personalize henceforth. Number 1, please stay teachable. The moment you stop learning, ego has taken over. Great leaders always ask, what am I missing? And what is yet to be learned? Number 2, build honest feedback circles. You need people who can tell you the truth, not people who praise you always, but people who can help you to refine you. Number 3, separate identity from position. You are not your title, because titles change and character remains. Number 4, practice quiet humility, not performative humility, but the kind that listens, acknowledges others, and shares credit. And here's a bonus. Power must be accompanied by purpose. Power is not given for self-elevation. It is given for responsibility, stewardship, and impact. The best leaders understand that power is not a privilege. It is a test. And the test is simple. Will you use it to serve or to dominate? Now for a final reflection, let me leave you with this thought today. The greatest threat to leadership is not opposition. It is uncontrolled ego. This is because when ego rises, influence declines. The question should then be, as your power grows, is your humility growing with it as well? their leader. If today's message speaks to you, please like, share, and subscribe to the leadership journey. Remember, leadership that lasts is leadership that masters both power and self. Thank you again for joining me. And please stay tuned for more interesting tips on growing your leadership ability on this platform. I look forward to seeing you here next time. Bye for now.